Welcome back. So this is part 4 of the SEO series just for roofers. Part 3, before, we did the offer messaging strategy session where we get a bunch of information that's going to help us write copy on the website, also known as words, that get people to buy your product or service. So just to recap, we had an SEO intake form. So this is all of like the general kind of information for your business. And it's useful for inputting data into directories, listings, and that kind of thing. And then we have a particular page on a particular service. So just so you get an idea of what that might mean, let's hop over to the sitemap. So this is metal roof installation service. So we would have a service page, pardon me, right here. So let's see, metal roof installation. I guess I could go here. Metal roof installation. So that would be your service page in the sitemap. Okay. So now we're going to start writing it, and we're going to use AI. And I really like this process because AI gets a bad rep because there's really lazy ways to use it, and there's a lot better ways to use it. But I think people focus on the lazy way. So I'm going to show you how to use it in a way that really captures what your business is about and doesn't just give some generic answer. So like, here's the lazy way to do it. Like you can just say, write a service page for me about my metal roofing service. It's a web page. So that's the lazy way. And this is just in ChatGPT. Okay. All right, so there's one page. That's the lazy way.
Hey there, this is Andrew. So if you like this content, feel free to like and subscribe below. Thanks.
Another way you can do it is to use a tool called Notebook LM, and I'm in it right now. And this is where you take the information that we created, for example, this intake form and this offer messaging information. You pop it into here, and then you guide it to write exactly what you need. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and like put those sources in. So you can just I click Google Drive and I grab them. So I'm going to do that. And okay, I have both of my sources in now for my metal roofing service page that I'm going to write using Notebook LM. Notebook LM is a Google AI, by the way. It's totally free. You can go ahead and sign up and get it. So here are the two sources. So I can click on this and it kind of gives me a little overview about it. And then close that. And yeah, there's that. Okay, so I got my two sources. Now there's a few things about web pages that you're going to need. So first, let's talk about meta. So we're going to have a meta title and a meta description. And if memory serves me, this one should be around 60 characters, and the other one 160 characters in length. Now, I wouldn't get too hung up on these. So actually, let me tell you what these are first. So let's go ahead and do this. Metal roofing, Santa Barbara, actually San Diego. That was our example. Okay, what is a meta title and meta description? So here is a meta title and here's a meta description. So when people are scrolling on Google, that's what they're going to see. So for how I've been trained to do this is like you want the keyword that you're putting in to appear here, because like if someone's typing in metal roofing and then they see shingle roofing, that doesn't answer their intent. Like they want to know about metal roofing. So just from like a user experience standpoint, and I don't know, I guess conversions, like getting people to click on your site, you'll want it to match. Okay. So whatever your title is, it should have the keyword that you're targeting. So in our case, it's metal roofing, the metal roofing service. Um, so that's the title. And then for the description, this is not like as heavily weighted for SEO purposes, or so I've been told. Um, but I'd kind of like to like have the keyword in here just because it would probably become bolded. Actually, it's not being bolded there, but um, just like reasons to do business with you. Maybe you have like great customer satisfaction, communication, really quick installs, something like that, or a really great warranty. You can like add selling um, sales points into here. Try to make it click worthy, get people interested in clicking there. Maybe you have like some special deal or something like that. But yeah, so that's the meta title and meta description. But the thing is, we need to have AI write it. So um, I'm going to say, give me a, or actually, I'm going to go back a step. So we kind of need to give it like some general rules to go by when writing this thing and kind of tell it like why it's writing. So let's just say like, we'll call this a general prompt and say, you are writing a service page for a website. And then write in a business casual manner. Use the word you more than I or we. So this is some like general copywriting principles here, because the customer is more important than is most important, right? Yeah, so if you're writing copy, it says like I, me. People reading that are going to get bored. They want to hear about themselves. So say you, right? So we also want to say, I think that might be enough for now, because generally when you feed information to just about any AI, like the smaller the ask, the better the response tends to be, in my experience. So there's the general prompt. So this is probably going to go above every other prompt that we give. So that one plus the others. So um, actually, let me add one more thing. For each prompt, for the prompt below, yeah. So these prompts are going to be like kind of modular. So we want to have like just like little sections. You'll see in a moment what I mean. So for each prompt, um, visually demarcate it with like a horizontal line, I guess, and make it easy to copy paste. Oh, here's another thing I forgot. Um, avoid starting consecutive sentences with the same word. That's kind of annoying when you have multiple sentences all starting with the same word. It gets monotonous. Avoid using end dashes. So I don't know if you've noticed, but ChatGPT likes to use these like things called end dashes. Let me see if I can make one. That's an end dash, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of annoying. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good starting point. And now let's title this. So we're going to say meta description section. And what do I want it to do? Give me a oh, one more thing. Okay. Uh, we also need to tell it like what the keyword is. So I like to have like little, almost like variables, and I'll tell you what I mean. So keyword for the page, metal roofing service. Okay. Or let me just call this main keyword. Right. Okay. And now you're going to see what I mean by this. Give me a meta description and include the main keyword. Hey, there's the variable. So I'm saying main keyword, and then it should associate that with metal roofing service. And the reason I don't just say metal roofing service is because it's longer, and I'd rather just use some short kind of variable to reference it. And also, this makes this or actually makes this stuff reusable. So if you have other services, you can still say main keyword and then just change this to like gutter service, and then all of these will still work, right? Pretty cool. So include the main keyword in the meta title at the beginning. Try to make it a clickable kind of title. Um, Stay within the character limits below. Also provide a description that highlights sales points associated with the service. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So now we're ready to do the meta title and meta description. So we're just going to copy all of that and put it in and see what happens. Wonderful. Okay, so there we have it. So now we can just kind of copy and paste that. It might not be perfect, but that's okay. So let's put it here because this isn't the only step we're going to do. So we're going to take all of this and make like a big sheet, and then we're going to give it to another AI to make the text sound a little better. So just saw this metal roofing service page, Notebook LM. Okay. And then I'm going to say keyword metal roofing service. And yeah, that's good. So meta title, blah, blah, blah. All right, more prompts. So after that, we have the hero section. So what's a hero section? Let's go to metal roofing. This is a hero. Let's try this. Okay, this is like the hero section. It's the first thing you see. Okay, and there's a few kind of main parts to it. So we're gonna have an H1. So what is an H1? Let me show you what it is. Actually, I can probably just show you here. Headers. Okay. See this? That's a HTML tag called H1. That's what tells Google as well as screen readers what like the topic of the page is about. So in this case, it's the brand San Diego Roofing, H1, and that would be right there, it looks like. So H1, you want to have the keyword in it. Um, so include keyword. And then after that, below is usually like H2s. So if I was doing this, this would be an H2. And I like that it's, saying the same keyword as above. It might not be as necessary anymore to do this as it may have used to be when Google was less smart about judging the intent of a page. But if you go to Wikipedia, let's see, Wikipedia roofing. Let's see, roofing. Let's try this one, roofing material. And let's take a look at the page. Let's see, what is this? H1? Okay. And then let's see what the H2 is. Actually, let me just type H2 in here. H2, contents. Okay, so this page isn't doing it, but I've noticed that Wikipedia will do like an H1 as the keyword roofing construction, and then that might be also an H2, but I think in this case it's just a P tag, but that's okay. So yeah, typically I'll have like the H1 and H2 include the keyword, but I don't know if it's really that necessary to have the H2 in there anymore. Anywho, so we have the H1 there, and then typically there's like a little, I don't know, you can call it a lead or maybe description. Um, yeah, so that's like kind of just saying, okay, H1, you're gonna have the keyword and there's like roofing service, and then description. Usually, I'll just kind of explain the service, like um, what what is it, what is it, how it benefits someone, and then there's going to be the call to action. So it's usually like a button, like for example, uh, get a quote. So it's pretty simple. So I have the name of the or like the name of the service in this case. So it'd be like metal roofing service, description, like what it is, how it benefits someone. Don't be vague about this. People are very impatient, so they just want to know right away like what it's about. So you don't have to like get all like artsy and like vague and mysterious or something. Just be like, hey, we install like excellent metal roofs. They last forever, etc. And then have a button like, hey, get a quote. Like, let's do business. All right. Right at the top makes it really easy. See that like they're doing a good job. I would say like they have their number here. They have call to action buttons, call us now, free estimate, financing available. So this is good. So good job for them. Okay, so how do we get the AI to write this? So we got hero section. Now I'm going to give it some instructions. Please write um, uh, an H1 or title for this page using the main keyword. Keep it short because I notice Notebook LM likes to be really long-winded. Uh, for the description, um, use the prompts below and make it no longer than 2 sentences. Shorter is better. Uh, add a call to action button. Text. Okay, so that looks decent. And you can always kind of refine these to make it better. So let's put that in. So we got the general prompt, like what's this whole thing about? I just noticed Notebook LM has, maybe it's changed, but its memory of like the past things you've done isn't always great. So I kind of have to keep explaining over and over again like what it's doing. So it's like each time I ask it something, it's like Dory, like, oh, like what? Hey, what's your name? It's like, we've been talking for hours. So I'm just gonna put this here. Great. Okay. Premium roofing service. Description. Da, da, da. Yeah, that's okay. So we'll just take that and then we'll pop it into our notes over here. Okay, great. Now, what else is there? At this point, so that's like the really big thing is having like a good, clear hero section that lets people know what your business, what the service is, how they can take advantage of it, how it benefits them. Uh, so that's crucial. Um, I know some people like doing Google Ads and they just stop there. Like they'll just do the hero section for the page, uh, and then just run ads, and just so they can start right away like running ads, and then later they'll like build out other sections. So I mean, if you wanted to just run ads, you could just have that. So um, yeah, so you have this, and then below there's other copywriting sections, and I'd encourage you to like check out some books. There's let's see, the his name's Donald Miller, Copywriting. he has some pretty good things. So story brand, he's good. And then you can just look up like, best copywriters. And you can get ideas for different sections based on them. So let's see, we got uh, Ogilvy, Halbert, Dan Kennedy, Joseph Sugarman. I think these are kind of more like, yeah, they do ads definitely. So yeah, I'd encourage you to like look and read some different copywriters to see what kind of things make people want to buy. But I tend to kind of stick um, to a few like pretty common elements for web pages. So what are those? Um, First, we want to like say like the benefits of what we do, and I tend to list like 6 benefits. And then we want to know, how are we, a bit different? Are we just some generic company, or maybe there's something special we do? So like, kind of how do we stand out? And then we could, what I tend to do is like, you can kind of draw in a pain point or multiple pain points. So let's say people have had roofing done, but it was a poor job. They couldn't contact the roofing company. It was really bad communication. So what you can do is maybe have like a call to action. And what is a call to action? This is a call to action. So it just says like, hey, do this thing, like do business with us. And then it's a way for the customer to do business, like click this button or click this button. Okay. So what I tend to do is like, I'll have usually one pain point and it's a call to action. So it's kind of like a negative call to action. So it's like, uh, tired of roofing companies that uh, are late and don't communicate well. Reach out to us, something like that. I think you kind of get the idea there. Um, Now let's assume these people, they want to do business with you, but they're not really sure like what's going to happen. So that's why we have a process section. So like step 1, consultation. This is usually how it goes. Step 2, um, you receive a, a bid in a timely manner. Step 3, uh, we install a beautiful roof. People want to know, what's going to happen when they do business, especially with roofing. It's like a, huge investment. So they want to know pricing. That's a pretty common question. So how much is this going to cost? So even if you don't have like a fixed price, I think it still helps to have like a little information in there about like, um, maybe a range of prices. And then you can qualify it by saying, um, with a button to get a quote. Yeah. Um, there's a few other elements that are nice. So maybe like a little mini about us. If this is like a homepage, that could be nice. Kind of scratches the itch people have to know who you are. So what I like is to have like a little mini about us section. And what do I mean by section? So this is a section here. This is a section. This is a section. So that's what I'm talking about when I say sections. Um, so having a little tiny section about like who you are, and then with like a button to the official About Us page. We'll have, now this depends a little bit, like if your product needs more explanation, um, you could have like a kind of long form section. This is maybe people have more questions about the product, so you can what I sometimes do is you can expand on the benefits. So the benefits here, the 6 ones, you can expand on those. Um, you can maybe bring up other other points. So there's that. Um, what else? There's more. I think I'm just forgetting. I'm just gonna look on a page I built, or maybe for myself, huh? So I remember. Okay. Yeah, so these are kind of nice. Those are, call outs. You can have like a little call out section. So like the 3 big selling points for your business. It can be like a little strip, like not too big. Uh, and then here's like some sections. Ah, yes, of course. This is huge. So having testimonials. So we've talked about, all the benefits of working with you, but then people might think like, well, how do we know it's really that great? So that's where testimonials come in. It kind of backs things up. So people who attest to your work. And you might not need to have like thousands of testimonials, just like a few good ones to put up. And here's like a long form section. That's what I was referring to. Pricing. So I have a pricing section, and this is a process section. So how's it going to work? 1, 2, 3. Here's a call to action. Boom. It doesn't always have to be negative, by the way. It could also be positive thing, like, oh, yeah, I want to turn my website into a lead generating machine. Sounds great. Um, yes, here's a section where I list other services. So I tend to, yeah, kind of just put those across all of my service pages just to make it easier for people to find my other services. And it's also good for internal linking. So let me just put that list of all my services section. And yeah, the last is nice for a few reasons. Frequently asked questions. So I like these because it kind of is a nice place to point people who, if they call you all the time about the same question, you can just say, hey, go here. Sort of shortcuts, FAQs. It's also a great way to add in more keywords in a page if you wanted to add some more keywords for a page. And it's also nice for internal linking again. Because these other sections, it might not make sense to like link to like specific service that you have, like in the process section or one of these. But in the FAQs, it's like a little, uh, there's more leeway to like do internal linking that way. And internal linking is important because it passes authority to different pages. So typically, this page is going to have like the most authority. And if you want your other pages to have similar authority, you want to link to them. Okay. So that's how that works. So let's see, did I miss anything? I think we got it all. So benefits, long form. You don't have to have all of these, by the way. They just help because like it just answers a lot of questions people have. Yeah, like have some calls to action to get people involved. Uh, what's also nice is like having a lead magnet. So some freebie that gets people to give you their email. I don't have one of those up yet. I think I should. So if you're a roofer, let's see, what kind of freebie could you give? Maybe like a guide, perhaps like a area specific guide to San Diego on maybe like roofing prices, or maybe financing options, just something you think they would be interested in. So you can give that to them and then they can join your newsletter or something like that. And yeah, that's usually how most web pages go. I think if you look at most of them, they're like each section is going to like fall into one of these. Which ones do you put, like in what order do you put these? Um, what you can do, this is a trick I learned from a copywriter who's pretty good at what she does, is she'll go to like big um, roofing companies, like, I don't know, roofing company in New York. Okay. Okay. Sure. Let's take a look at this. Peterson Roofing. Okay. What what you do is you go to these sites that are, professionally done and then look at what sections they're putting up in what order. Maybe they're paying like big dollars to like have someone build a site for them and do all this research, and then you can just kind of uh, copy what not copy the site, but like the order of elements. So you have the hero section, um, and then this is still like the hero section. This is sort of like a mini about us right here. And then we have what sets us apart. So that's the like the difference kind of section. What did I call it here? How would we stand out? I guess you can call it like difference section. Great. Uh, Call to action. Ah, yeah, you can also add one of these things. They call it trophy racks. Trophy rack. Uh, list of list of businesses you've worked with. Like certifications. Um, kind of falls a little bit under benefits because like in benefits you can add like statistics. Maybe um, you've installed like over 500 roofs. You're like really good at a certain kind of roof, something like that. Okay, yeah, and at the bottom is the footer. Footer's not really about copywriting, it's just about general like contact information. So usually you want to have like your legal pages stuff down there, like privacy policy, contact info. This is also a place where I might add like another navigation. For example, I do that here. I have service areas and then they're all listed here. And that's again for internal linking. I want to have like more links pointing to these pages, especially from the front page. So could be a good place for internal linking again. It's not the best place though. Like what's more powerful is having these links like near the top in the body, but it's better than nothing. So, okay, so that is so this works for service pages. This works for service area pages. I would say, all right, let me show you what a service area page is. So service area page is San Diego roofing. So if I do this, okay, San Diego roofing. I think that's just the home page. So the home page kind of like doubles as a service area page. Um, let's see, San Diego. Okay, so as terms of copy for service area pages, it's pretty much the same as like the kinds of elements you'd see in a service page. But what I'll tend to do is add like a little thing about the area, uh, like area section. So like discuss how your business relates to the area you serve. So you kind of want to get some information about that particular area, so Google really associates that page with the area. So with service pages, it's just the service, but with service area pages, you also want to let Google know you're talking about a particular area. So just to show you how I do that, so I did it Agora Hills, SEO, and look, here's my little area section. And then I talk about keywords related to Agora Hills, so dentist, and yeah, just to let people know. I also have an image of like something kind of close to Agora Hills, so that's how I do that. Okay, so I'm just coming back here. We have a little bit here, but what you do is you just take the rest of these, so pricing, and you write another prompt, like just like I did here with hero section. So let's actually hold on. Hero. Okay, yeah, so the next one was benefits. So you'd go benefits section. And what's nice about this is it's like modular, so if you want to kind of move things around, it's like easier to like see it when it's like in a modular kind of way instead of all interconnected. So yeah, benefit section, we'll have a title, we'll have like a mini description underneath, and then we'll have benefit one, um, benefit one description, and then etc. And then if you wanted, you could have like a call to action button, and then you just guide it. So it's like list 6 of the top benefits of the metal roofing of the main. Did I say service here? Oh wait, I'm writing in the wrong place, aren't I? Let's go back here. Benefits. Okay, benefits section. Now you're running a service page for a website. Main keyword, metal roofing service. Now we're going to say main service, metal roofing. So we just added another variable here. And then for benefits, this is the 6 of the top benefits of the main service. Okay. For example, benefit 1, XYZ, description, XYZ, keep the title and descriptions short and punchy. Yeah, so that should be good. So we're just going to pop that in, as well as our general prompt so it remembers what we're doing. Okay. Okay, not bad. This little mini description is a bit longer, but that's okay. The key benefits of your metal roofing service. Not bad, not bad. So I go like that, copy, and then bring it over here. And now you have your benefits section. And an example of the benefits section is, well, here. So why choose? This is my benefits section. So I have proven results. I was just talking with a lawyer client yesterday, and he says my website's just killing it. He's getting so many people, he has to turn them away. Effective messaging. So what we're doing here, writing copy. Experience, yeah, I've been doing it a while, so you get the idea. And then you can have like little icons and stuff to um, have people associate each word with like a particular idea. Kind of just makes it easy to scan. That's another thing that's really helpful with writing copy. People are kind of impatient, so they just want to know right away what's going on instead of reading and taking time to read. So for those people, you can just say um, the titles. It's like, what is SEO? Uh, it's this. It's this. Um, Here are like the benefits. So even if they didn't read this, they'd kind of get an idea. It's like, okay, results, clients, communication, got it. Okay, there's like some people who like his service, great. Um, okay, here's the pricing. It's like very easy to scan. Like here's the steps. You just know like one, two, three. So yeah, just making it scannable. Okay, so now we kind of have something. So let's just go with this stuff here. So now I'm going to pop this into ChatGPT, if it'll let me copy it. Great. Or Claude, whichever. We'll do ChatGPT. Claude kind of, I don't know, for some reason it likes to say, oh, that's too much information. So let's put that in. And now we got to give this a special prompt. So where are our prompts? Let's maybe do it different. So retitle this. Let's say Notebook LM prompts. There we go. And now we'll do ChatGPT prompts. So we need to tell ChatGPT what to do with this. So this is copy for a service page. So main service, metal roofing, main keyword, metal roofing service. Okay, this is a copy for a service page about the main service. Again, using variables, so this you can reuse over and over again. Please refine the copy so that it's a bit, that it's shorter, um, punchier, maybe just stick with that for now. Um, yeah, let's just do that. See what happens. Just kind of want to make it a little bit shorter. Don't want it to be too long-winded if we can avoid it. Okay. Looking good so far, and I like that it's breaking things apart into different sections, which is great. Didn't even ask it to do that. Benefits section. Ah, wonderful. So there you go. So now what you do is you take that information, copy it. Just going to create another note here. In the top, I'm going to say ChatGPT copy for review. So at this point, I'm going to like go through it, and you want to make sure that the facts, if it gives any like facts and figures, that it's correct. A roof designed to last 40 plus years. Does your roof, is it designed to last 40 years? Because if it's asphalt shingles, it might not. If it's a metal roof, probably. So you got to like really check it. It's not always correct. Fireproof protection. Let's see. Metal roofing service. So it has the keyword there. So I like that. Get a leak proof roof that lasts 40 plus years. Cool. San Diego. So this is maybe not the best because it's talking about the specific area, but maybe it's okay. Maybe we can leave it. But let's say you wanted to change something, you can. Let's see. Usually like a button here to More actions. You know, so if you get a subscription, I think there's like another button where you can kind of edit this in canvas mode. So there'll be a little thing here on the left side where you can ask questions and then refine this text. But I find it kind of finicky anyways, so it's probably easier just to go like here and edit it. Let's go through unmatched longevity. Da, da, da. Yeah, these all look fine. The CTA button's a bit long-winded. I would just say like get a quote or uh, get free site visit, something like that. Another thing for buttons, you might see some buttons that say learn more. That's not great. Try to avoid buttons that say learn more. Like imagine if you're someone who has trouble seeing, like maybe you're blind and you're going through a site. When you come to the button learn more, they're going to think learn more about what? Maybe they can remember the context from the previous things that they heard, but this is not very helpful. Okay, so yep, this is, these are your sections. And so after that, you can go to your website and, if you're using Squarespace or Wix or WordPress or something, you can find a section that you like and then pop your information in. So for the process section, you pop it in here, pricing, you pop it in there, and then you're good to go. So, um, but yeah, for SEO purposes, there's a bit more, and that will be the topic of the next part. So kind of taking this, and so once you have it on the website, there's like a few more things you want to do. It's called on-page SEO. We covered a little bit of that, but I'm just going to take care of all the rest of those details in the next part. So if you like this, like and subscribe. See you later.